Oh my god, this music video is fierce. Okay! Not only is this beat insane so far, the choreo is fire. Was that Voldemort? Ooh! Wow! Look at this choreo. Oh. Yo, the deep voice is giving me chills. This is absolutely insane. In both the song and oh my god. Oh. Yo, whose idol was that? Yo. They have to stop doing these transitions. I'm gonna get a legit heart attack. They really went all out for this. It's not over. All hail the king. Wow, they are fit. These guys are fit. I really vibe with this. Jeez, the pelvis thrust. This is really sexy. They're saying $1,000 shoes a lot. They are wearing some pretty expensive Nike shoes actually. $1,000 shoes, baby. 안녕하세요 여러분, Tony입니다. Hello everyone, it's Tony. So it's been a while that I've done a 2-for-1 video for you guys, and I thought what better time than to do one now because there are so many boy groups coming back with some music, some new music videos, and I really wanted to share with you a lot more reactions, and this I think is the best way to do it. And in this particular video we're going to actually be looking at 2 specific boy groups which I do feel have a lot of traction currently, trending public K-pop eyes, or at least in trending worldwide Asian at least music pop eyes. The first one obviously going to be WONEUS off their Road to Kingdom appearance, as well as WayV or WeiShenV currently doing now an English performance, an English version of their song Battle Life. With reference to WONEUS, I don't actually know how they did to Road to Kingdom. Road to Kingdom is a kind of like pre-elimination survival show to leading into Kingdom, which is the actual survival show of previously kind of like debuted boy groups who like honestly weren't doing amazing in the public eye because they'd always get like outclassed by say like a BTS or Blackpink or like another group like that. But then they finally got the chance to gain a bit more popularity through the show, and I was really happy to hear that WONEUS made it into the show. And this actually, their song titled here called Come Back Home, is one of their missions that they had to do, and that it was a brand new song that they performed on the show. So really excited for that. I think it does have a bit more of a kind of like almost Valkyrie-esque kind of like bring it back to the older style, their original roots, in comparison to their song, which we did react to, a song Written Easily, which I will leave linked in the description. And then with reference to WayV, I don't know too much about Battle Alive. I just do know that it's an English version of the song. I haven't actually listened to the original song, and I have only reacted to one other song by them called Turn Back Time, which I will also leave linked in the description box below. Really enjoyed that. I was really impressed by their song composition, the swagger, the vibes from the whole song, and I will be also reacting to Love Talk, so do stay tuned for that. But with that being said, guys, this is gonna be a 2-for-1 like I mentioned. So we're gonna start off with WONEUS's Come Back Home, and then finally we're gonna finish off with WayV or WeiShenV's Battle Life. And without further ado, guys, let's just get into it. Jimmy, ready? She check. So, as I mentioned, we're going to have some timestamps in the description as well as possibly the comment section for you guys. So feel free to enjoy it, but this is going to be WONEUS, and then we're going to be going on to WayV after. Ooh! Yo, the opening is not insane. Oh my god, this music video is fierce. This choreo is really cool so far. Okay, so wow. This choreo is intense, man. It's like evil, like medieval theming. Okay. Not only is this beat insane so far, the choreo is fire. Wow, was that Voldemort? Ooh! Wow! Look at this choreo. Yo, the drops in the score in the song fit so perfectly with their drops in the dancing and the transitions. Wow, I'm so impressed by this song. I like it. There's a lot of like emphasis on string instruments here. Wow. Oh. Da, 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 da. Oh. Wow. Can you imagine how long it took to do this choreo? Like how to like do it so well and in sync, because that right there, that little portion right there where they had to like lift the guy up and everything like that, absolutely mind-blowing. Really crazy how they synced up everything perfectly with the song. And so for the song is very different from what I know of ONEUS. It's kind of like a mesh in between kind of like their softer side and their more darker, like more poppy side. So like I would say a mix between like the Valkyrie side of them as well as the side from kind of like a song written easily. So I think it meshes the two of the best worlds, and if anything it kind of has that vibe to me a bit of like the musical stylings of Pentagon for Dr. Bebe, and especially kind of like how they performed the music video that too. So I really am enjoying how this like style of ONEUS that they're going in. It's really nice, and you can definitely show that there was a bit like of a growth and different in like maturity in their music throughout the competition, which clearly had an effect here. Yo, the deep voice is giving me chills. Like, oh, that was clean. I think they're like muttering. Oh. This is absolutely insane. This is so well done. Like, it looks like I'm watching Lord of the Rings at the same time I'm listening to a crazy music video. Like, it's just mind-blowing. This dancing is so fire. Wow. They even have... Is that V? Yo, it sounds honestly like when you hear it, this soft side sounds a lot like V from BTS when he does like a softer song. It has this deep voice, but there's still the very like angelic, soothing tone to it, and it's so soft. And I was not expecting them to go from something so kind of like hard hitting like that into something so much softer. I'm very impressed by the diversity and range that they're showing here, and it really shows kind of, I think, as I mentioned, a growth and maturity throughout the contest, because I know that this happened later on in the show, and I'm very impressed as to see like their progression, especially since I at least know 2 other songs of theirs. So it's a really crazy progression that these guys did, and I really love the direction that they went into. Like, they're still showing off those amazing vocals, but it have such more like dynamics in both the song and oh my god. Oh! Yo, whose idol was that? Okay, like, I'm sorry, but this is mind-blowing, insane. Like, if they started with this, could you imagine? That would be just like, I have no words right now. This is an amazing song. Wow. Did you see that choreo? That was so in sync with the dance and the song. I'm just so impressed also with this choreography. It's really impressive. Oh. The choreography has so much dynamics and like, oh, that was clean. Yo, they have to stop doing these transitions. It's sick movements. I'm gonna get a legit heart attack. Da, 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 da. Yo, they have like throws and flips here. They really went all out for this. It's not over. Gee, look at this. All hail the king. The mini king. So guys, that was Come Back Home by ONEUS, their Road to Kingdom song that they just finally now released a music video for. Absolutely insane. I am so impressed by the evolution of these guys from what I know from, like, we starting off with Valkyrie, their debut song, and then going into a song written easily, which was a more kind of like in lighter tone, more springtime feel, a lot more allowing them to show off their vocal abilities. And now you have Come Back Home, which I really do think is like a return to like the Valkyrie kind of like darker side, but then at the same time throwing a lot more edge to it, a lot more edginess to the actual concept, both in song and in visuals. And this was insane. The dynamics between how well synchronized this choreography just blew my mind so far. I think that this is maybe one of the toughest choreographies I've seen this year. It was unbelievable. Overall, I loved what they did with the music. They really changed up and they really put so much effort into doing the synchronicity with the dancing and the music. I'm just mind blown. I'm just so impressed by this, and overall it's a great, amazing song. It has kind of like that medieval feel to it, and it definitely does tell a story of like a battle between like the light and the good, almost, of like the evil and the dark side in a constant battle in between each other. And I'm so impressed at how they even managed to include so seamlessly a kind of like slow part with a like just a single instrument, and it kind of does remind me, whoever sings that portion, kind of like of a V, like from BTS, when he does sing like his solo portions by himself like that. It just sounds so magical, and the deeper tones of his voice really add something to the song. And overall, I think whoever does that last high note that holds it so long is incredible. That was just so amazing, and really I have no words to describe this. This was an amazing song, and you definitely should go check it out, guys, because this was crazy. And now that was Come Back Home by ONEUS, and now we're going to be finally looking into WeiShenV or WayV's Battle Live English version music video. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Okay. The visual smoldering looks. This does remind me a lot, kind of like, wow, they are fit. These guys are fit. I really like the beat. The background reminds me a lot of like an EXO video, like old school EXO, like Overdose. Kind of, it reminds me a lot of like this background. But overall, I think the beat opening is kind of very similar to Turn Back Time. It's very soft, it's very under the radar, it's very unbeknownst to you, it's very simple, but at the same time very techno, very poppy, still very catchy. So very impressed, and overall these guys are super fit, like very impressed. This is definitely like a very swaggy song. It has that edge still to it that I really love it when they add like ambulance or like sirens to their. Yo, the piano here is really. Is that yeah? That is a piano. That piano adds a bit of like omniscity to it, and it really adds something to the song. It really makes it kind of like mysterious, a little bit mystique, and it feels like something evil is coming in the background. It makes you worried, but it makes you want to listen more because you want to hear and you want to find out what this is all about. I really vibe with this. Jeez, the pelvis thrust. This is really sexy. Jeez. It's so smooth, their transitions. See, when they want to emphasize a certain portion, they bring that new beat inside it, but then they'll cut it out. And it's so seamless. Like they'll reuse this dun 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 like stereo beat, but then they'll cut it off at a certain point. See where they cut it off right here. to emphasize a transition. It's so smart of them to do it. Wow, they really just changed up this whole style of the song. I just realized that by cutting out that like da da na da na, like that's like muffled stereo beat, it really made the song change into something so different, even though we're using the exact same musical composition and we just cut out something, but it feels so much simpler, a little like more softer, and that's really crazy that they managed to do that. I really am loving how they compose their songs so far from the 2 songs I've heard from them. It kind of reminds me a lot of like old school like K-pop. It has that vibe to it, but it's very modern too. Oh, they're saying $1,000 shoes a lot. They are wearing some pretty expensive Nike shoes actually. Yeah, now that you look at it, they are wearing some pretty expensive Nike shoes. Ooh! Yo, what is it with the groups doing like these solo, like, quiet, like, solo performance parts that changes up the whole song? Wow, that's really sexy. Wow. This slower part, I'm waiting for the high note. Wow. And then we return to the swagginess. Yo, this is insane. It's so smooth, but then it still has such presence in front of you. $1,000 shoes, baby. The vibe is so like old retro. Okay, the one thing I can assume is that there's a lot of hip thrusting. I can live without all the hip thrusting, but that's maybe just because I'm a guy. But overall, this was a crazy song. I really enjoyed it. I don't know what it is, but about this song, it's very like understated. I think that it's very much like a song that you play in the background. You don't notice until you really listen to it. It has such a big presence to it. You don't realize it, but it's so simple, the beat. It's so understated, but then at the same time, it's so swaggy. It's so captivating, and it just makes you want to continue listening to it because it's a very catchy beat. And overall, I think that this entire song is a really good testament to these guys, how they compose a song, because it has that like muffled kind of stereo dun 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 dun, like kind of that beat. It continues back and forth, but then they'll cut it out in certain portions to have a seamless transition or emphasize somebody else's voice, but then usually more or not they're going to transition into another portion of the singing, which I really respect and really admire how clean they do these transitions. And then even going into like that solo performance with like vocalists performing their actual like portions, it's really impressive too. The one thing that you notice from ONEUS and WayV, they both have that kind of like slower portion were more vocally intensive, but they both do it so seamlessly, leading into like a simpler tone, a more like elegant and more brighter feel in the song, which allows to break up everything. And then once you bring in a deeper voice, it really emphasizes everything and really kind of like uplifts the song and refreshes the song. And that's something that I think both of them did so well. And now if I were to compare really quickly, both songs are absolutely amazing. I would say Come Back Home is maybe a bit more dynamic, but then Battle Live is very much kind of like in that swaggy kind of like retro-esque vibe. It's definitely a song that you would listen to kind of like as that if you wanted that type of vibe. But overall, both songs are really recommended songs. I would highly recommend you listen to both of them because they are both super amazing and I both love them so much. And I'm just super excited to see what these two groups have in store for us next. Now, like obviously WayV has a lot of traction going with them being obviously a Chinese group and also being NCT brothers, like related brothers, and then now ONEUS is also just came off of Road to Kingdom, so they have gotten the eye of the public, so they're going to definitely be having a lot more things coming out them and the more popularity. So I'm very happy for both of these groups and I can't wait to see what both of them have in store next for us. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this 2-for-1 music video reaction, and I really had a lot of fun reacting to it for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. 감사합니다. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, or simply want to talk, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. With that being said, guys, this has been Tony. 안녕히 계세요. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.